So the other day, I was delving into the ether to see what secrets it held for me. I saw many that intrigued me, and just when I thought I had found one to explore, that's when I heard it. The pounding. Intense, rhythmic pounding. I looked around to see if I could determine where the source was. Upon finding it, I moved closer, curious. And as I got closer, the pounding shifted from my ears and became a pounding in my very soul. Where did this rhythm come from? What kind of source beckoned me forth? Why, the game we're discussing today, Crypt of the Necrodancer. Now, rhythm games are a little bit like a guilty pleasure for me. They're not mainstream popular, and they're typically not going to be my favorite game of all time. But boy howdy, are they fun! Now, this comes primarily from participating in band for 8 years when I was younger. As such, rhythm is ingrained into my very soul. I hear it in every song and in every repeating sound that I hear. So, when news reached me of an action rhythm roguelike game, needless to say, I was intrigued. And so the dance began. Now, the Necrodancer was never going to have a ton of emotional investment from me. I didn't really expect it to. I typically don't go into graveyards seeking for ancient treasure in an attempt to find my father who went looking for it and then end up cursed to dance and attack monsters to the beat of a song only I can hear. But that was yesterday. Maybe it's time for a change of pace. Kidding aside, the Necrodancer is a prime example of Lullaby of the Sea. Because the simple truth of it is that the reason I play it is for the enjoyment of playing it. I don't play it because I want to solve the mystery of Cadence's family. I don't play it because I relish the challenge of the game. I don't even play it because I felt the loss of a loved one that I would do anything to find. I play it because I love music and I love games. And how often in life do we get the chance to enjoy two of our hobbies at once? My experience says almost never, but here I can. There were tons of times I would just sit and listen to the music, marvel at the tone shifts between levels that communicated to you the mood of the area, and of course laugh at the merchants singing along. It was just plain fun. I also enjoyed watching the various enemies jump and jive to the beat, and always put a smile on my face. Except for the dragons. They can die. However, while I could just chalk this one as I play it because it's fun, and it's fun because it's fun, that's both lazy and not my purpose here. I'm here to dive a little deeper and ask, why is it fun? To answer this all-important question, I asked myself two smaller questions. Why do I keep coming back? And why do I keep playing? These questions might seem unrelated to fun, but if I don't come back, and I don't keep playing, well, it's just not fun. As simple as that. So, what did I find? Well, I found 4 things. Music, length, simplicity, and balance. So, let's tackle music first. Music is an obvious choice for this game since it's such a prominent part of the game. I mean, the game has been nominated for and won several gaming awards for music, and it deserves every single one of them. Like I said earlier, I just love listening to music. And Zone 3, it just pumps you up so much with just rocking out. I love music, and so when I hear good tunes, I want to show up to listen to them. Okay, so music makes sense. But what about length? Well, that determination comes from how long each playthrough takes. Each run of a level only takes between 20 and 40 minutes, if it's a good run. Less if it's a bad one, obviously. That translates into less of a time commitment when preparing to play. Most games that I play, I have to set aside hours because they're so involved. In the Necrodancer, I only need to set aside an hour at most to get some runs in and have an awesome time. It makes it easier to want to play it. Alright, so the length is good. What about simplicity? What's that all about? Well, Necrodancer is a simple game to grasp. Move, attack, keep the beat, don't die. Simple. Not easy, but simple. Now, I like a complex game as much as the next guy, but sometimes those complex game mechanics just get in the way. Here, you don't have to memorize complex combos or tedious crafting mechanics or political faction management. In fact, the most complex it gets is remembering enemy movement patterns, which only takes about 30 seconds of interaction with each enemy. It's an example of less is more. Because there are less mechanics to worry about, there's more time spent just enjoying the game. Alright, moving from simplicity to balance, every game tries to find the balance of luck versus skill. Most roguelike games have a definitive element of luck to go along with the requisite skill they demand. There's a delicate balance here where if you demand too much skill without any forgiveness, people will get burnt out. But, on the other hand, if victory relies too much on hoping you get that one item that you just never seem to get, you have the same problem. The Necrodancer does a great job of achieving this balance. You have runs where good items just seem to fall into your lap and make it super easy. And you have runs where you get absolutely nothing. But you could still win if you're skilled enough. But more often than not, you get decent drops, but still have to have some skill to get through the various floors. The game is not a walk in the park by any means. This mitigates frustration and encourages fun, which is the whole goal of gaming. All that I've mentioned comes together to create an enjoyable experience. There's awesome music, simple mechanics to learn, and if you had a bad run, well, it didn't take too much time, and the next one will most likely have some better items for you. Simply put, Crypt of the Necrodancer is just a well put together fun game. So, why do I play this game? Because it's fun. There's more to that statement, namely the music, length, simplicity, and balance, but it doesn't change the truth it holds. Some games are just plain fun. Thank you all so much for watching. Leave me a comment down below telling me what you thought and how I can improve. If you enjoyed it, consider subscribing. It costs nothing and it helps me put out more videos. Thank you all again, and I'll see you the next time that we delve into the ether.